Hey guys, I'm Shark. So we all play the game League of Legends and know it's a pretty love-hate relationship. The only time it's fun is when you're winning, and depending on which champions are chosen, heavily influence that. There are certain champions that have made a reputation for themselves to be the most hated champions, and today we rank everyone based on that factor. So like usual guys, if you enjoy, make sure to smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm, comment what you want to see next, and subscribe to see more like this in the future. Let's get on with the video. Alright, it is early in the morning. We got 6 tiers for how hated a champion could be. In the top of the tier, we got everyone despises. Below that, we got Riot Games why. Under that, we got whoop, I'm angry. Under that, we got shockingly annoying. Under that, we got this is alright. And at the lowest of the low, we got free low or freebie. So like the quick summary, everyone despises. I'm pretty sure we all know. It means if they're on the enemy team, you're gonna hate them regardless. Riot Games why stands for why did they even create the champ? Well, I'm angry means they're just resented as a champion. Under that, you know, shockingly annoying is very hit or miss and opinionated with who you think is shockingly annoying. This is alright means you don't mind them, and at the bottom of it, free low or freebie means that they are champions. You know it's easy to counter. It's free low. Alright, so I updated the names of the list to make them a bit more fitting. Let's get into this list. First champion on this list, we've got Aatrox, who is surprisingly annoying. Now, believe it or not, if you're playing versus an Aatrox who knows how to maneuver his Q and E, it legit feels like he's critting you. Ultimately, he becomes so tanky, he heals for so much, and it's just, I mean, he's a monster in general. So Ahri, I'm gonna have to put in don't really mind. Some may say surprisingly annoying. Some may say, well, that's a tilter. The main thing she has is her mobility. But from my experiences, if you have hard CC or an assassin, she's manageable. Akali is going to be, welp, that's a tilter because it's one ability she has, and that is going to be her shroud. Yeah, anyone who has a shroud. I don't know why Riot made the, you know what? I'm gonna say Riot Games why. As soon as I say Riot Games, it just has to go in Riot Games why. Legit, no one likes her. No one likes her. She's an assassin. She just has too much mobility, and shrouds make her unkillable. Alistar. I don't know. Playing against Alistar, is he that hated? I'm gonna say, well, that's a tilter. He's a champion that's just tanky meat shield, point and click CC, and it's like if you're playing a melee assassin, anyone like that, he just presses W and bonk. There you go. Amumu, one of those champs that I want to say is like in the range of surprisingly annoying and don't really mind, depending on how you view him. His team fighting is crazy, but he's kind of like Fiddlesticks in a way. They kind of just AFK farm till 6, and then they have really good team fighting. Anivia, you know what? Personally, I'm gonna say surprisingly annoying. She deals shit tons of damage pre-6. She has kill threat with ignite, and actually, I'm gonna put her in whoop, that's a tilter. The reason why, now I remember, is because she has Anivia. You kill her under tower, you think you got her. Anivia spawns, gives enough time for the junglers to support the ADCs to collapse on you. You die, you look foolish, and guess what? That's on a 300-second cooldown. So for that reason, she's a little bit hated more than others. That's a tilter. Annie, I'm gonna say that's a tilter too. I'm gonna say that's a tilter too. But I've never had a champion have a point and click stun and can, no matter what, if they're at 75 HP, 75% HP to 0 people, and have an AoE ulti that could do it to multiple people. She's brain dead, busted, and strong. A Hilo, I mean, I'll say I don't mind, but at the same time, it's kind of free low right now at least. She's immobile too. I mean, she deals a lot of damage, but in the end, you could just bop her, just focus her easily. I don't know, she's shred oriented in a way. Well, you could say burst oriented. To be honest, I don't even know the champion's kit. This champion right here is like too difficult. Ashe goes into don't really mind. The thing that is kind of annoying is the fact that she has her E for visions. That way you can never really be safe in tunnel vision or fog of war. And then she has her ult stun. So I mean, I don't really mind. Others may say her ult is just puts her a tier or 2 above her, but yeah, generally speaking, Ashe will stay right there. Aurelion Sol. I'm gonna put you in free. Who is this champion? I've never seen this champion in so long. You're just gonna go in free low. Azir, not many people mind Azir. He's kind of just a scaler, a farmer, stays back, he farms up, and then maybe looks for something mid to late game. But if you lock him down, you're chilling. Bard. Oh my god. Maybe this is just a me thing, but I'm pretty sure everyone despises Bard. Like, I don't even need to talk about bards on the other team. When they're on your team, let's start with that. They AFK, go through jungles, just farming meeps and being useless, leaving their ADC at a 1v2 bot lane. And when they're on the other team, they could gank you at any time. You're scared of Bard is mid, top, whatever. He has his E portals, his meeps give him movement speed, and he just plays as a second jungler. So I'm tired of him. Everyone despises him and he's hated. Blitzcrank. I'm gonna put him in Riot Games. Why? He's like Thresh, except a heavily early game damage Thresh, if that makes sense. Like, he has too much base damage ratios. Brand, people usually don't really mind him. I mean, he does deal an astonishing underrated amount of damage, but for the most part, no one really hates him, you know? Braum, on the hate scale, Riot Games. Why? Depending on the champion you play, because it's one of these champs where he can negate 90% of skill shots by just pressing E. How? Just how is this allowed? That's what I'm wondering. Like, Riot Games, why did you create Braum's E? He's not really that much of a meta 1v9 carrier, but he's just annoying and he's hated. So yeah, we'll put him there. Caitlyn's gonna go in Whelp, that's a tilter. The reason why, her range is just absurd. Camille mains in general are just so toxic. I can't. Again, might be through my experiences. Comment below. Riot Games, why'd you make this champion appeal to a community that's so toxic? They legit want everything. They flame their jungler when they don't get a gank and they're playing towards bot side because Camille players always have to be win condition. Yeah, I can't. Okay. On the hate scale, maybe she would have been on Whelp, that's a tilter, but the community she has and how toxic she is, I'm putting her in Riot Games. Why did you create the champion? Cassiopeia. On the hate scale, Whelp, that's a tilter. They're surprisingly annoying. You know what? I'll put Annie in Whelp, that's a tilter. She's at the top of surprisingly annoying. The reason why? Her W, man! Like, if you have a leap, if you have a dash, if you're playing Echo, Ezreal, Fiddlesticks, she presses W, you're destroyed. Get wrecked. Cho'Gath, I want to say that everyone despises him. Everyone despises Cho'Gath, except if you're like a Teemo or Kennen main. You know what I mean? Then he would be like bottom up here. But other than that, how does a tank get 5,000 HP, not counting Gargoyle Stone Plate, deals 300 damage per auto attacks late game, and like a 1,100 damage true damage chomp? Like, Riot Games, man. Corky, you're kind of forgotten. I'm sorry, but you're going in free low. Darius, okay, I want to say everyone despises because of his kit, but I'll just say Riot Games. Why? 5 autos plus abilities equal true damage. That just does a lot. And then his R is just a reset machine. He's got the slam dunk skin. He dunks all over everyone, 1v5s. When it comes to assassins like Diana, usually people just say they're tilters. And honestly, I can't disagree with them, especially when we're talking about Diana. Her one-shot combo is just so WTF. I swear, you press EWR, you don't even have to land your Q in the first place. Just EWR, and that'll chunk them for like 80% of their HP. So yeah, she is a tilter, and I can't lie. Draven. Yeah, I'm just gonna say Riot Games. Why? Man, those Draven players are toxic. They originated from Tyler 1 back in the good old days where he was running it down. And then they always say KS. Even if you did 80% of the damage as a mage support, they go, KS, I deserve the kills because of my passive. Riot made such a selfish kit for a selfish champion, and that's why, Draven, you're getting put in Riot Games. Why? Man, we have a hefty way to go. So, Dr. Mundo, if this was like 2 patches ago where he received no nerfs, everyone despises, no joke. But I'm just gonna say he's at like the bottom-ish of Riot Games. Why? He just heals too much. Echo's a tilter. The reason why he always ends up being like 8-0-4, he just never has deaths, is because his R. You can be the most skillful player in the world as long as the echo waits 60 seconds, no matter what. Let's say you're Annie, you press RWQ, that'll chunk him down to like 30 HP left, he just ults back. Imagine thinking you can kill Echo. Police players, ooh, they're surprising, they're shockingly annoying, but she's queen of tower diving. And that is shockingly annoying, but you have to be playing against the right player. EWQ, switch forms, and then no matter how many times the tower focuses you, before you die, just press E, and boom. Hit him with it. Evelyn's pretty high on the tilted skill. Champions with Camouflage and Shroud, like, Riot Games Y, we're actually going to put her very high here. Camouflage champions, the only way to counter that is with pink wards, but most people are like me. They buy pink wards for decoration in their inventory, and they don't even place them. They kind of just sell them in the end, so. Ezreal's shockingly annoying, or well, that's a tilter. The reason why is his E. His E, he just plays safe. That's all he does. Play safe, pokes from a distance, and he's like a mage in a way. Fiddlesticks. If I have to talk about the Fiddlesticks on my team, oof. I'm gonna say tilter, right? Fiddlesticks, no matter what the situation is, these people are just mentally brainwired. I'm going to farm until 6. They will not say anything else besides that. It doesn't matter if he's 1 HP under tower, they will not gank. They will ignore your pings. They will mute your pings. Their goal is to AFK farm till 6 and then make ganks post after that every 150 seconds. Even if he's on the other team, his ult ganks. He just comes out of corners, kind of like Zac. Goes in, you're silenced, you're comboed, and you're dead. So now Fiora, yeah, you'll probably go on tilter. Well, no, she just received the slight buff. I forgot on what. She just AFK split pushes the whole time, and if she's ahead, kind of just plays that duelist game. I'll 1v1 you in the side lane. I'll tower dive you. I have a million lifesteal. Try me. That's my main right there. We got Fizz. Fizz indeed. Where? I can't even lie. Alright, now on the list, I'm gonna say he's the most hated. Out of all these champions, like, it's so understandable. His E makes him untargetable. No one wants to play against that. You have skill shots, no one wants to play against that. Ridiculous amount of mobility, and it feels like in lane, you could just never out trade him. Now we're on to Fizz's worst counter, Galio. And he is so underrated. I swear he is so underrated. Like, he's S tier for a reason. Yeah, he could play mid, he could play bots. Mid laners know this, but he just AFK shoves the wave, and it feels like you can never out wave clear him. Especially if you play assassins, you know what I'm talking about. And in the support role, he just has too much CC to deal with, and he's too tanky. Gangplank, oof, on the hated scale. He's on Riot Games Y. Top lane mains that play bruisers or tanks. It's like he takes corrupting potion, chips you, chunks you, chips you, chunks you, chips you, chunks you with his Q. And then let's say you try to get an engage off with CC, he presses W, and that acts as a QSS. He's got you. Now down the list, where Garen's next, and I'm gonna say everyone despises. Because if we have, at least on NA, if we have people like TF Blade, former rank 1 player, playing Garen in high challenger, and actually carrying with the most easiest champion, the one designed for beginners. What does that say about the balance team from Riot Games? He spins on you. Want to know how he outplays you? Q-E-R. He did you dirty. You're dead. That's how he does that, and that's why everyone hates this champion. Garnar, he kind of, yeah, he's like Teemo in a way, but a weaker version of Teemo. Ever since they kept nerfing him. They nerfed his W movement speed and then W damage, I think. So, I mean, he's just a Riot Games Y. He's like a weaker version of Teemo. So, Gragas, most people don't really mind him. He's kind of like a tank, but a heavy damage. CC dealer. Well, depending on the build he goes. Usually they just go like, they go Night Harvest with AP. So, it's more on the squishier side of things. It's like he could play as an assassin or tank, but in the end, there are like people you just don't want to play against more than Gragas. You know what I'm saying? And his Graves. Oh no. Mr. King of counter jungling and 1v1ing people. Hecarim. Oh man, I might have to readjust this list later. Oh man, everyone despises Hecarim, man. Legit, Who can deal with him? Who can deal with him? He can either go damage, deal too much damage and still be tanky, or go full tank, be too tanky, and do so much damage. Like, there's just no way this is allowed. He has so much chase potential, runaway potential, and too much damage. It's an overloaded champion, and we need more nerfs on him. 5 movement speed isn't going to do anything to him. We're on to Heimerdonger. He is such a cheeser. Like, on the hate scale, he's probably low because you don't play against him much. When you do play against him, Tyler One's prime advocate. I don't know. He's the stream I watch the most, right? And he's playing in Grandmaster Challenger. Whether he's playing ADC or bot, when he plays Heimerdinger, he makes them look like bronze. Legit, they 3-man, 4-man, whatever bot. He presses his R turret, places it down, drops the E, stuns them for 3 seconds, and then Zonias. That alone, with the 3 rockets and the parallelogram, like, no joke, they just beamed. Yeah, that's just a tilter. Like, you don't know until you watch, see, or play against the Heimer. That just does this brain dead tactic. Alawi. Yeah, I'm just gonna put you here. Riot Games, why? Win rates don't really show it, but if you run into an Alawi, especially if your comp's like heavy melee, tanks and bruisers, not really poke mages and such, Alawi presses R, W's, and it's another case like Heimerdinger. You all die. And then Alawi, she just has to stand still and deliver that damage. But Irelia on the other team, she's a tilter. She's a tilter if she's like smurfing and is playing like Faker. And if she's on your team, you already know. You best believe she's going to be in like garbage tier if she's on your team. That's like the flow of things. On to Ivern, where, I mean, he is really actually shockingly annoying. You don't know how it feels to be like, if you want to play aggressive, to have an Ivern sitting in the bush waiting for you to play aggressive. You almost get the kill with Ignite just for him to come out with his E. You almost get the kill just for him to shield, protect, and just Q you so you're rooted, and then his ally can run away. There's also like just his ganking setup with his ulti. It's like you're playing against 2 people. You're 3v1 mid because you have to count Daisy, and then it just leads to some tower dives that are so annoying. Janna, I'm gonna say, don't really mind. More the less, she is a really solid, strong champion. But I mean, she's just Janna. She's not OC overloaded with like shields and such like Lulu, but at the same time, she shields, she disengages, and that's really it. J4, I'm gonna say shockingly annoying because of his easy EQ mechanic. It's very hard to miss. At the same time, it just works so often. So Jax mains are so toxic. They have this 1v9 mentality that, you know what? Like, I'm not really necessarily a hater of, but it's the way. Oh, it's all top lane mains. It's all top lane mains. It's, if you're not playing towards top tower and rift, you're playing the game wrong. Like, junglers cannot play around mid and bot. Mid and bot are very impactful lanes to control drag and such, while top can be its own island. No, that's not how Jax players think. On the hated scale, I'm just gonna say Riot Games. Why? Because of the community. That like, if you're not playing towards my lane, all right, just uninstall this game. You're terrible players. I'm trying to 1v9 carry, solo take towers, and split push the whole time. Jace, he is on Whelp. That's a tilter. He's like a assassin slash mage, as in he could EQ poke you for 700 damage if he's fed and goes lethality. And then, yeah, he's an assassin because in his melee form, he just slams into you, and it actually feels like there's no counterplay from a good Jace player. Jhin, my favorite ADC to play next to Jinx, is going to be surprisingly shocking. He has a lot of movement speed, plus Gale Force makes him feel like he's actually unkillable. But most of the time, you know, it's just, it comes down to his mobility, and he just 4-shots you. It's like assassins want to focus him, but you can't really focus him when he stands 500 feet back from the team fight and then ults. Like, what am I supposed to do with that? How am I supposed to CC him when I'm not even in range in front of my camera? Jinx, because she's so meta right now, I swear, she is actually just a tilter. Like, it takes one kill, she pops off, chases everyone down, and then it's game over. You have to kill her literally before she gets her first killer assist. That's all I'm trying to say. We got Kaiser. She's actually in Riot Games Y. It's the fact that she has so much mobility with her R and E, it feels like it's impossible to get to her. Kallista's free low. No one plays the champion, and there's a good reason for it. Like, she's a forgotten champion, and whenever she is played, she has like the lowest win rate in the game. No one really minds Karma at all. I mean, she just kind of is annoying if you're melee, and then she has her W to kite you out along with Q and E. Then we got Karthus, who is, I'm gonna say a tilter. Karthus jungle especially. AFK farms, the only gank he's making is with his ulti. And then, by the way, that ulti will do the most damage. It will make him do the most damage in the game. And unless you're counter jungling Karthus, there's no stopping Karthus, because Karthus pressing R is all he needs to outplay you. Kassadin. Put you in Riot Games Y. Nah, I'll say that's a tilter. It's just a ticking time bomb in all reality. Especially if you do magic damage, you probably won't be able to 1v1 him. But he just AFK farms, waits until 2 points to 3 points into his ulti, along with like 2 to 3 items, and it's GG. Katarina! Oh man, tilter indeed. Hated by a lot. She plays like Master Yi in so many aspects. Like, she'll wait 5 seconds, everyone uses her CC, everyone uses their CC, she pops out of the corner, EW ultis, spins around, deals 3000 damage. It doesn't matter if she's AP or AD. Kills 1 or 2, gets the reset off there. EW Qs again. There's so many daggers around, you can't even keep track. She ults again, deals another 2000 damage, and bada bing, bada boom. It's a pentakill. So, Kale, I want to say is like, don't really mind. She's like Cass. Like Kassadin, except the less deadly version of Kassadin, since they nerfed her AP ratios in like the preseason, so she's not really that scary. Kayn, I'm gonna say Riot Games Y. Red form, blue form. If it's a skilled Kayn player, you know it's impossible to play against these people. Blue Kayn becomes the best assassin at the game. Red Kayn becomes the best bruiser that heals too much and can never die. Cannon is shockingly annoying, I want to say. Ars. That's basically the champion in a nutshell. You use ER and you deal the most damage. Kha'Zix, Riot Games Y. The best single target assassin there is. Like the isolation passive, the counter jungling Kha'Zix can do and such. It is monstrous. And when a Kha'Zix is fed, no matter who you are, tank, bruiser, squishy, you are going to die. So, because of that, he's going to be placed in Riot Games Y. Kindred right now is like I don't really mind. The only thing that people hate about him is his ulti. His ulti is annoying. Oh, I'll put him at the top of here. It's like, it really is annoying because it could make or break a team fight, kind of like Bards. Except it's just like, it's not the worst thing in the world. Kled, you have to know what I'm talking about. You're 1v1ing Kled, and then you're 1v1ing Kled, you take off his shield, and then he goes into the little Kled form. Easy claps, you got it, you're almost there. It's close. You guys have 1 bar each. He gets his W, wax. In those 3 autos, he gets back his big form, and then he kills you. Like, oh man, the amount of times, no matter what champ you're playing, the amount of times that happens is just, it's absurd. Kog'Maw is like not that big of a deal right now. Yeah, he's just not that big of a deal. Not much else to say about that, but he's just like a really good DPS ADC. Nothing too special. Besides that, Leblanc really hated. Really hated. Too much mobility. Feels like there's no way to really attack her with all the W, dashing, leaping, and then she chain snares you with R and E. Ah, man. Hate that champion. She's gonna go in Riot Games Y tier. At least in tilter. More or less, when you have them on your team, they just never land a Q. He's okay, I'm not gonna say whoop, that's a tilter, because I'm being honest, it's like a 4-sided coin. The probability is 1 in 4 where you get a good Lee Sin player. So, shockingly annoying in the aspect that he can pop off, be an early game jungler that carries the game, but most of the time they're just enters. Leona, oh man, she's hated. And she's not shockingly annoying. She is like Riot Games Y. You're giving a champion that can CC people for 8 seconds within like a 16-second interval, you know? Lilia's a tilter. I'm pretty sure we all know that. Like, she Qs, she gets a lot of movement speed, she ults, she puts everyone to sleep, and she just ends up being like this hippie that just runs in circles and spams her Q. Well, Lissandra's shockingly annoying. She just has a lot of CC at the same time. She doesn't deal the most damage in the game. So there's a lot of CC, a lot of utility, but yeah, she's just shockingly annoying. Lucian, don't really mind. Good Lucian player can pop off. Lulu, because I'm an assassin main, I'd put her here. But most people play, even if you play bruisers and tanks, you'd put them right here. I'm gonna put her right here. Like, oh man, Lulu, she has too much protection, too much peel, too much speed up, too much polymorph. Get that champion away from us, man. Lux is just annoying, shockingly annoying. So yeah, you go right there. Malphite, Mr. Rock, Tilter. You point and click R, gets the 4-man knockup. Like, how? Malzahar, Mr. Space AIDS, Riot Games, why? QSS counters, but who gets QSS? Especially if you're an AD or AP champion, there's no QSS for AP. So you're literally wasting 1,300 gold to deal with him. But he presses R, and then that's it. That's his whole kit. EWR, all point and click, and he just shoves in waves 24/7. Maokai, well, I've seen him. Shockingly annoying, especially as a ADC. He could be like up here actually. Like an ADC, he just tosses the saplings, and he's done his job well done. Just provide CC and then keep spamming his E in bushes. Master Yi! I'm gonna say Riot Games, why? I mean, I guess I'll sit back for a minute, but for the most part, Master Yi players, they either AFK farm till 30 and do nothing, but just go in 1v4 and die if they're on your team, or there's a possibility on the enemy team, or it's that Master Yi player, the one who knows what they're doing, waits 7 seconds before a fight, everyone uses their CC, comes in, autos whoever's first, has true damage from his E, gets the reset off there, and then, yeah, it gets the 1v5 pentakill, the definition of it. Misfortune's, she's annoying. She has her E, her ulti. Nothing more than that, though. Wukong. I mean, yeah, he's a tilter. Come on. Gets armor pen break with his Q, and then ults, spins to win, gets AoE knockups, and it's hard to focus because of his W mechanic. Mordekaiser, I feel like he's underrated, hated. If that makes sense. It's like, you could be the most fed person ever. Like 5-0, you're popping off, you're Kha'Zix jungle, you're having a storm. If Mordekaiser ults you and takes away your stats, that guy can 1v1 you, by the way. It's like, no matter how fed you are, unless you have QSS early game, which not many people want to buy, it just negates their damage. Mordekaiser can beat you, and that's just the frustrating part. It feels like there's nothing you can do against a Mordekaiser. Morgana, not really many people mind. She is like maybe a little bit shockingly annoying with her E shield and amount of snare duration she has, but she is just like shockingly annoying. Nami players, no, most people don't really mind her. It's like she's just a good healer, a good damage amper with her E, and then her RCC is not bad. But I mean, Nami's Nami. She's chilling. Nasus players, I guess tilter. Because yeah, next to Fiddle, that's perfect because these are both champions. They just farm. Oh, Caston, even better. Next to Caston, they farm. They kind of just AFK farm, and then they let the game happen, and then post 25 minutes, that's when who let the dogs out, because that's when he's actually able to just chase people down, run people down, and it's imagine. I'm almost done with the list. Nico, shockingly annoying, if I am not wrong. I think it's her W, hard to focus her. R's in the middle of a fight, and then CC. People don't really mind Nidalee. More the less, they're just really bad, like Lee Sin. She's like, she could be annoying. At the same time, most Nidalee players are just horrible. Nocturne's a tilter, definitely. His R, he just negates everyone's vision, pops in. Bot lane, especially his favorite lane to go to, and then collapses and demolishes them. Nunu, I'm gonna say everyone despises Nunu. You can't go wrong with hating Nunu. Like, he's too simple yet too effective, rolling a snowball out of vision where they wouldn't ward, and by the time you do see them on the ward, it's too late. They're gonna kill you. Olaf players, tilter. Thing about him is CC doesn't affect him. Presses R disables all of them. So then what are you left with? Nothing. Orianna, shockingly annoying. She just has an ult, has a Q, has a W, has a shield. Typical mage. Orin. Chunky tank. Just annoying. CC. That's the only thing that's kind of annoying. Pantheon. His E actually tilts a lot of people, especially the people that rely on one thing to deal damage. Whether that's Pantheon can E and negates Garen's ultimate, by the way, and that means a lot. That says a lot about the champion and what his E one ability can do. Poppy's just annoying. The W wall. Anyone with dashes, they get completely destroyed. Pike players, the AFK roamers, the second junglers for their team, or AFK roaming and then mixed with team fight ulting. Quins, the AFK roamers, the people who never go top and just AFK roam. Rakan. Shockingly annoying. Just CC. Rammus, after the rework, his ult got changed. 80 comps, have to worry about Rammus. He is a tilter, can't lie with that. He Qs, plays like Nunu, Qs out of vision, hits you, taunts you, and he wins. Rek'Sai, shockingly annoying. Rail, CC legend. Leona 2.0 is what they called her when she got released. Yeah, she's tilting. She's just kind of like Leona in general. Renekton, annoying. More, nevertheless, is just a lane bully. And lane bullies are always annoying to play against. Rengar, the one-shot king, goes in Riot Games. Why? Ah, man. Feels like there's no counterplay when he presses R, Qs onto you, Qs with the triple Q cancellation combo the Rengar mains are talking about, and then just annihilates you. He has a lot of sustained damage with his W and lifesteal too. Riven, tilter? Definitely a tilter. She combos her E, Q, and W correctly. She takes like no damage because her E tanks it all. At the same time, she deals too much because of her fast comboing. Like, I'm not at your level. Just relax. Rumble, I'm gonna say annoying. Yeah. Rise. He's kind of weaker right now, more than ever. Well, ever since Everfrost became busted, he's became a bit stronger, so I'll put him right there. But he's more burstable, nevertheless to say. So he deals a lot of damage, but you just gotta focus him. Samir, tilter. Wind wall on a W ability that's on a 30-second cooldown. Come on, Riot Games. We're putting her in Riot Games Y tier. What is this? What is this balance team? Sejuani, not that big of a deal. There's better CC junglers out there, I feel like. Yeah, I haven't placed that many tank junglers, so like Skarner's better. You see what I'm saying? Cena just has a long ass range with her sniper. Gonna have to put her in shockingly annoying because of her range. And it's like her ulti kind of counts for a saver too, since you're one tick off ignite from killing your enemy. Pew! Shoots that AoE ult, that global ult, and bam, they're hit with like a 200 shield. Seraphine, I'm gonna have to say Riot Games Y. It just feels like Sona 2.0. Legit. The champion feels like Sona 2.0. No one liked her at release. Everyone despised her at release. Now she's really hated. Like just hated in general. That champion, Shaco players despised the most, actually. One of the most, actually. Because if you guys know who Pink Ward is, I'm pretty sure we all know why we hate that champion. Legit the definition of playing mind games. Shem players, a lot of cheesy early game damage along with a shield, an AoE ulti, which influences other lanes, can be extremely tilting. And which is why he's one of the best champions that people love on their team and hate on the other team. Shyvana, Freelo, not many people play her. Singed, I guess you're a tilter. Just runs around pooping all over the place. Sion has 2 lives. Gonna say shockingly annoying. Sivir, spell shield plus ultimate running equals shockingly annoying. Skarner, better version of Sejuani, and runs up to you, presses R, and tilts you. Riot Games, why'd you make this champion strong? Sona, weaker version of Seraphine, is honestly just kind of don't really mind. At the same time, is shockingly annoying late game. If you could let her scale, it's GG's. So you kind of have to shut her down early game where she's weak. Soraka, he's in like the don't mind. No one really minds the Soraka. You could either focus her or build anti-heal. Swain, I guess annoying. Nevertheless, he just heals a lot, deals a lot of damage, and it's consistent damage. Silas, especially for melee people, he presses W and he outtrades you. So just because of that, he is shockingly annoying. Syndra players, typical mage. Don't really mind. I mean, she can be very, very strong. Don't get me wrong, but she's just a typical mage who deals a lot of damage, you know? Tam Kench. Tilter. Tilter indeed. Presses W on any allies he wants to save and will save them. Talon players are annoying. Taric. Yeah, no, you're hated. The reason why you're hated is because you're only used when there's boosters. The Master Yi Taric combo, I'll keep them next to each other specifically for that reason. Teemo, where do I put you? I'll put you right here actually. The first person to beat Fizz. Come on, it's the meme. Everyone hates Teemo. You can't go wrong with that. Thresh, shockingly annoying. Tristana, shockingly annoying. Trundle, don't really mind. Tryndamere, shockingly annoying. Twisted Fate, no one likes your ultimate. Twitch, I absolutely despise you. I hate you with your Q mechanic. Busted champion. Udyr, no one likes you even after your nerfs. Just, I hate you. Urgot, you're too strong. I don't know why you're too strong right now. You just spin with W, you deal too much damage, and your R executes. Varus, you're going AP Varus now? That's a tilter. Vayne, you deal too much true damage. I hate your kit. There you go. You're in Riot Games tier. Veigar, you just stack your passive too much. Tired of you. We're going to put you in. That's a tilter. Victor, AFK farming mage. Don't really mind. Does a lot of damage late game, but just stop him early game and you're chilling. Vi, shockingly annoying. Kind of like J4. There's J4. I want to say a little bit above J4. Vladimir, just got a buff. So annoying. Heals too much. No one likes the champion, and you're at the top of Riot Games wide. Too much healing, too much pulling, and then too much damage. Volley Bear. You gave him slight nerfs. At the same time, he heals too much. His R disables towers, and he has a lot of CC. His E bonks people for like 400 HP and gives him a shield. We got Warwick. Surprisingly annoying. He presses Q. He heals too much. Xayah, we got her R. The R that basically makes her untargetable, and it's just so annoying. Xerath, why is your range so long? You're just surprisingly annoying. Xin Zhao, you give him buffs. Why did Riot Games make him AP? I don't even know. We're just gonna say you're a tilter to play against. No one likes you. Yasuo, we're gonna put you right here where you belong. I hate you. Hate this champion. You know why? Because it's the win shitter. We all hate him on our team and on the enemy team. He just is what he is. Yone, everyone it's Yasuo's brother. Everyone hates Yone. But he's just like the cooler version of Yasuo, and the player base for Yone is a little bit better than Yasuo, you know what I'm saying? Yorick, AFK split pusher who is surprisingly annoying and deals a lot of damage. We got Yuumi. Yuumi, everyone hates you as a champion. Zac is just surprisingly annoying. He ganks you in places you don't know about. Zed, what a tilter. Shurikens and ultis and dashes and leaps. He's annoying. Ziggs, typical mage, surprisingly annoying. Zillion, the revive mechanic is actually just a tilter to deal with. Zoe, we got her, just a mage with the bubble that is absolutely annoying to deal with. And finally, we got Zyra, a champion that most people don't mind. She's just a typical poke mage. Oh my god. Man, I don't know how long this video will be, but